Okay, so what? Okay, so we are, Richard Rosenberg is joining us, that's nice. We are dedicated to Lilu Nishmas David ben Chaim, the Refu Shalem Rafael Yomis ben Chayesar, for the schus of Avram Yom ben Shbemak Yudis and family, by the Fisher family, Lilu Nishmas Basi Bas Robert, Shalem ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain, and Yisrael, I want to thank you. I got the sponsorship. Thank you very much. Yisrael is sponsoring Mesechtas Bava Basra, which is coming up very shortly. We thank him and his wife for the generosity. We are sponsored by Yo Klugman and family for their Panos Gzunta and Nachas, and L'Refuah Shalema for Meir ben Chayesara. So here, I share a apartment. I'm downstairs, and Eddie lives upstairs. So Abayis v'Aliyah sheshnayim shenaflu. The house collapsed. So Eddie says, Rabbi Weiss, could you build the first floor, so then I could build my second floor and get back to my house? I know you don't think I need a house, but I like to live once in a while in a house, you know? Avram Avinu never had a house. He always lived in a tent. But Eddie is not Avram Avinu. He wants to live in a house. So he tells me, Rabbi Weiss, please build up your house so that I could build my house on top. So I'm a Bal Aliyah, a Bal Abayis, live nice. Eddie tells me, could you build the bottom so I could build the top? However, I have a very nice cottage in South Fallsburg. And I say, Eddie, you know what? I'm not in the mood of building right now. I'm going up to the mountains. Right? Who ain't a right to live nice? So Eddie, he's not a fashlafana. Hare bala aliyah boines abayis. Eddie builds the first floor. V'dar b'seichai, and he lives in it until I pay him for the expenses. Achiyitin lo yes yitziyayza. Rabbi Yehuda says, not so fast, Eddie. If you're living in my apartment downstairs and you don't have another place to live, so that's a case of, even though I don't need it, I have a place in South Fallsburg, but that's Zed Nene V'Zeloi Chaser. He's benefiting, even though I'm not losing anything, and he would have to pay me rent. Rabbi Yehuda, Av Zed, Dar B'Sei Shel Chaveri, he's living in my apartment, he would have to pay me rent. What he should do, he builds both floors. He builds the bottom floor, the top floor. He puts a roof on the top floor. And then then he sits and lives in my apartment, so that now he's not nana, because he already has an apartment. And he lives in my apartment in order to get me to pay him the money. Until I give him the expenses. Now, I had an olive press, and it was a nifty olive press. It was carved in rock. There was a domed rock above the olive press. And on that rock, Eddie purchased the area on the rock and built a garden on top of the dome. Eddie is an interesting guy. So again, there was an olive press that was carved into a rock. And Eddie had a garden on top, v'nifkas, and the dome broke. So now Eddie doesn't have where to plant his garden. He could come down and plant below, keep it until I fix the dome so that Eddie could plant above. Now Eddie has a wall or a tree abutting Main Street, America. There's a Main Street in almost every town. So he has a wall or a tree abutting Main Street. So Kaisava Ilan Shenaflu Shisarabim, if the wall or the tree collapsed into Main Street, Viziku, and damaged someone, Patim L'Shalom, and he doesn't have to pay. Like the Rav says, it was an accident. It's an act of God. But if the wall was not secure, the tree was shaky, and the municipality gave him 30 days to take it down. To cut down the tree, or or dismantle the wall. If it fell down during the 30 days, then he doesn't have to pay because he wasn't negligent. But if it's after 30 days, he was negligent, then chayiv, then Eddie has to pay. He was warned, he was derelict, and therefore he has to pay. Again, we remind you that we're looking for a sponsor for Lech Lecha, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com, and have a wonderful evening.